Perfect. We're up and live. I'm making sure everything's running on the YouTube page. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh, this is on your YouTube channel too.
It should go straight to the YouTube channel. Sometimes it has a little bit of a delay, but
Okay.
normally it goes straight to it. If not, it gets uploaded directly afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, it's active right now. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of the questions coming in, but I'll tell you some of the analytics of the countries listening here in a minute.
All right. Great.
All right. All right, everybody tuning in. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. What's live and popping? We're on another episode of Let's Be Blunt, the podcast. The only podcast here in the Chicago area where we smoking blunts and talk about blunt shit. I pre-gardened, but I do have a great sponsor on this episode, so I want to give a big shout out to 420 Up and Smoke. You can catch Topanga starting back on Sundays here with Jester King Entertainment. But also I have it's 420 baby. So get all your candies, all your chips. I've been eating on this nerd rope over here for anybody tuning in. We got
Oh.
anything that you guys can want, infused, non-infused, and also when you guys purchase with the Let's Be Blunt percentage, you guys get a loyalty card. So every 8 items, you get 30% off. So shout out to Myra and all things coming out of that station. I do want to give a big shout out to my link tree. That's where you guys can catch the last 5 years of me smoking blunts and now Tony smoking blunts, my producer, and talking about blunt stuff. This episode, though, we have a very special guest. We've been trying to get her on for a minute, and I'm glad everything is aligned now. Usually,
Yeah.
go ahead and give out your social medias and who you are, real quick.
Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm your girl, Sunshine Jamaican Blazen Chocolate. Y'all already
Hey.
know. Y'all know the vibes. I'm so happy to be here. Uh, my social media on Instagram is Jamaican Blazen Chocolate 420. That's Jamaican Blazing Chocolate 420. On YouTube is Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. And everywhere else is Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. So make sure y'all get tuned with my music and my podcast. I have my own shows. So make sure you guys get a tune.
Word. I'll be definitely tagging after the live all her social media so you guys can definitely tune in, peep in, and get locked in. I want to get the main question I feel like I have to ask first. Where did your origin of your name come from?
Oh well, wow. Well, I've been thinking of a rap name for a minute, but then I had my dad, God rest his soul, he always called me
Mm,
his sunshine. Daddy and mama call me their sunshine. I feel like I'm God's sunshine. He let the sun shine on me. So sunshine Jamaican. I mix with Jamaican, one guan, all my people.
yeah.
And blazing, I keep it blazing. And y'all see on chocolate, it explains it. It explains it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the things that equate to you and all the things that mean value
Yes.
to you into one
Yes.
one
Yes.
big statement. I love
Yes.
it, yo.
Everybody
I,
is saying shorten it up. I'm like, oh no,
nah.
it'll stay that way.
It is what it is now. You feel like it, especially because you have such depth and meaning towards it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what other people think.
No, it doesn't. They're gonna say it eventually.
Yeah, that part. Uh, I do want to ask you: Was music always your first avenue, or do you five other passions first?
Oh well, I was like as a little girl, I've always was into entertainment.
Okay.
Anything entertainment. My mom, my dad, my sister, we were singing as a group, as a family.
Mm,
So I started off like little singing, and then I said, I started smoking. My voice, singing voice went away, and then
I
it's like,
gotcha.
okay, well, I can rap and I can flow this shit. Coming back on the motherfucking flowing quick.
Yeah.
So I started. I started writing poetry and then raps, and
Mm.
yeah,
I definitely give much props to the people that not only can write but then get on stage and perform. You feel me? I'm slowly getting into
ooh,
the era myself where I'm starting to take my ghostwriting and maybe make something out of it. You feel me? But
okay,
the stage
okay,
part of it
okay,
is just
clock
like
that T.
the stage part. Gee, I can't get past getting on stage and getting in front of people like that. And that's
Yeah.
so strange being a podcaster. You're like, yeah, people ain't shit, but nah, it's really like a huge
Oh
fear.
yeah,
So
for
I
sure,
condemn you.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I give you
For
your
sure.
props because you're definitely out there and you're at a lot of the events and a lot of the showcases, getting your name and getting your stuff pushing.
Yeah.
How long have you been, I would say, pushing your own music?
Well, you know what? It's been a few years, like professionally.
Okay.
I've been trying to do it, push it out since my papa passed away in 2020. And when papa passed away, I needed some outlet. God rest his soul. I needed an outlet for my pain and then my
Mm,
anger. So I wanted to put it in a positive manner. And
mm,
so I said, okay, well, let me get out here. Let me see what I can do. Let me just let people hear me.
yeah.
And I started going to looking up different shows, and I started signing up for different shows, open mics, things of that nature. And then I was rapping on the train, freestyling on the train. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I feel that when it comes to the, like I would say, like correspondence that you've worked at, people that you've had on your music and you've gotten coming to your music since then, do you feel like your the Chicago people have really elevated your music as well?
I think that, since God has let me just stand on different stages throughout my city and I've met so many people performing,
Hmm.
I believe that, yeah, Chicago helped, it built, I'm already me. So it
Yeah.
just like helped what I was doing, and I was glad to reach people ears. I was glad to just, be able to perform in front of different people and let
Mm-hmm.
people hear my music. So that was all that I love to see people smile and touch their hearts through my music and let them hear who I am,
Mm-hmm.
as an artist and as an individual. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I knowing the little bit I see about you on social medias and what I've seen about you've gone through a lot in your lifetime and hearing your music, it I wouldn't say it's a direct reflection because you're not harsh about it, but you do give positivity through the dim. You feel me? You
Yeah.
give positivity through the hardships in people's lives. So the music you were sending me, I did listen to this song right here. Let me play it real quick.
Yeah.
Let me know on the YouTube if y'all can hear
Yes,
this.
that's my song. It's your girl,
Yeah,
Sunshine Jamaican Blazen Chocolate.
play this for a little bit.
I've been through a lot. I had so many downs, but God
Mm,
picked me up, and that's why I stay strong and I be good. Good, great, copacetic, and great. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight. Copacetic, yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm good. Copacetic, like a mug. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, I'm good. I'm straight. Copacetic, like a mug. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah,
I'm gonna let that play in the background for the YouTube channel. I do have a question. We do got some countries coming in, so I'm definitely gonna peep them out real quick. What up to Italy? We see you guys tuning in and listening. We love you guys over there.
hey.
They're also big fans of your music over there in Italy. They said
Oh,
this
thank
song in
you.
particular has really helped them look at the brighter side of life. So
Wow.
thank you.
That's a blessing. I remember when I wrote this song, my sister caught cancer. She
Okay,
caught cancer, and she's now a cancer survivor. Thank you,
blessing.
Jesus. Thank you, God. She is now a cancer survivor. But when she was going through chemo and radiation,
Mhm.
my sister loved the song, and it helped her get through. And
Yeah.
I had just lost my daughter, my Daniela. Oh,
Mhm.
my baby. I just lost her, and I needed something to keep me motivated and not go off the deep end. And that
Yeah.
song helped me and my sister through the bad times of our life, the hardest times of our life. It was a
Mhm.
motivational song. So, yeah.
As someone who's also buried a kid, I understand the constant turmoil and pain that comes with that. You feel
Yes.
me? It's
Yes.
not a never ending thing.
Me and you
And just
talked plenty of times. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, to have the music that you have, it's very, like we said, it's uplifting. It's something different than the normal. Chicago native is pushing, if I could say that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Um,
Yes.
and you should be getting your notice when it comes to that. Because unfortunately, a lot of the women growing up and ladies of your generation and younger are starting to falter when it comes to certain things. And
Yes.
I feel like your approach in music and the way you style yourself and dress, you're not just getting on stage and throwing ass for better terms. You feel me?
Thank you.
Like, so I appreciate that because it's easy in this day of age just to let your body sell instead of your
Speaks for
words.
itself, right?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
I don't believe that you have to do that because first off, I am a woman of God, and I want God to bless me. I want God to shine His light and use me as a vessel. And I just want to be positive. I
Mm,
want the little girls to look at me in a positive light, in a
mm,
bright light, not as everybody else, because you don't have to do that. You don't have, there's so many women out here just shaking butt and using that as a form of to get what they want. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. It's okay to be a lady. It's okay to, be cool and, just be yourself. Just why you gotta shake butt? Just, you
yeah,
know, you
yeah.
can turn up without doing that all the time, you know.
That part, I agree. Do you have wisdom for the newer generation of women wanting to enter the field? How do you help them stand out but still stay true to themselves?
As far as, like I said, with all the young ladies, especially, of my color in general as well, I want, like I said, in order for them to see God in them, they have to have faith in that higher one,
Yes.
and you will move a certain way. I move a certain way because I believe in God. I move a certain way because I know how God wants me to act as His child, and I try to portray that. And as the women and the little girls, I really wish I can get more into their heads and let's do
Mm,
some little, some female etiquette and just learning how to be young ladies. I tell my little niece, I say, put your dress down, put your clothes on, keep your legs closed. The things that my father taught me and
yeah.
my sister. It was a certain way we was raised, so I always kept that way. And
Hmm.
if they just look at and stop using their body as a sex symbol, you don't. I mean, the men is gonna look at us regardless. Unfortunately,
Yes.
unfortunately, they're gonna look regardless. But you don't have to put yourself out there. Now it's summertime, everybody half naked. They was
Yeah.
already. It's like goodness gracious.
Yeah. No, I
Yes.
know. I
There's too
see
much. And then you
videos
got the
and
little babies, look at the little
yeah.
girls. Little girls just bad, singing sexy red songs and all kind of stuff. Just nasty little girls. Like, damn. There's just
Hmm.
no. I don't get the moralistic part of it, but I wish that
Yeah.
the ladies, get better at trying to feel good about themselves and stop looking for a man's attention. Because
Yeah.
to me, that's all you're gaining. You're not gaining nothing else. You just gaining negative attention.
Yeah, I
You
agree
know,
with you. I agree. I feel like I tell the younger generation that, does watch my social medias, and I tell them, I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting attention. It's the kind of attention that you're provoking, though,
right,
that's
right,
not always the best option, you feel me?
yeah,
I, not to put too much of my business out there, I grew up since probably from the age of 17 until about 20.
mm,
I was in sexual fields or content creation fields and stuff of that nature.
mm,
And I realized, hey, with my kids and my daughters growing up, if I'm gonna be in these fields, I still have to represent, hold myself to a certain standard, because
right.
your kids are still looking at you at the end of the day. No one's telling you what to do because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. That's between you and the creator.
Of course, of
You feel
course,
me? But the images that we're doing on social media is something different. You're always posting a positive post. You feel me?
right. And then
Hmm.
also too, you can dress sexy. You can
Yes,
feel sexy. It comes to a point. I think the little girls need to not be sexy. They don't need to be dressed in a certain way. They need to be covered up and wearing little t-shirts and dresses, if you ask me.
I
But
agree.
And then the women, us women, we can be sexy, we can feel beautiful, but you don't have to show everything. Leave something to the imagination. Jeez, Willie, that used to be a saying, and it just went out the window. That
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
What
No.
happened to that? Like you leave something to the imagination, get something for the guys to want instead of
Yeah.
just giving it all on display. You know.
Yeah. No. I fully agree with you,
I
girl.
wonder why they call women names and treat women bad.
Because we don't
Yeah,
treat ourselves right half the time.
yeah, we don't give ourselves that standard, that class, that high class standard, and we lower ourselves. And
Mm.
and that's a lot of women. It doesn't matter what color, they lower themselves down, and then they want the man to uplift them. No, the man is not supposed to uplift you. You're supposed to be a certain standard of a woman,
Yeah. I agree.
to be
I
treated
agree.
a certain kind of way.
I definitely agree. I hope everybody that's listening into the YouTube is enjoying the conversation so far. I want you to go ahead and give out your social medias one more time. We're about halfway through.
Okay, yes. On IG, on Instagram, y'all, it is Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. That's JamaicanBlazinChocolate. 420. That's on IG. 420 at the end of that. And Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate on YouTube. Please follow my music. Please follow my podcast, as well as Jamaican Blazing Chocolate on all platforms, Spotify, Apple, TikTok. I'm on there as well, so make sure you come on there and check your girl out.
Perfect, John. Everybody tuning in and wanting to know how you guys can get booked. I am taking a more of a break in July, but I'll definitely be picking back up in August. So you guys can hit that Let's Be Blunt 2020. That's a link tree, by the way. Or hit up my producer, Tony Tajay, at Linktree. I am Tony Tajay. I do want to give a big shout out to my bud sponsor for this episode, 420 Up in Smoke. Shout out to Topanga. We love you over here. And also catch her podcast, 420 Up in Smoke. That usually comes on Sundays. You guys catch that with us. And also our edible sponsor. It's 420, baby. It's always 420 somewhere. You feel me?
420
Someone's always
everywhere.
smoking. Someone's always doing some. Use that discount code LBB and get your loyalty cards today. You guys can get your 30% off through us. I do want to go over any new music coming out. Where can people see you perform?
Oh well, I do have one show coming up for the Chicago Appreciation Day. That's
Okay.
coming up in. Ooh, I gotta check the date. Oh, it's coming up soon. Uh, I gotta check the date. It's been so much going on, y'all. But we do have another show they're doing. I just got invited to do on the north side,
Okay.
representing the North Pole, y'all. So shout out to
Nice.
my girl Kenya. Also, I'm doing something with my sister Nita K Productions because I'm a part of the Black Entertainment School with her, as
Okay.
well as an actress with her. So I'm performing as well with her.
Okay.
So we doing a lot, y'all. I'm trying to balance everything out here.
I felt no. Trust me, I felt that. The more busy you get, and the more things that are accessible to you, the bigger the blessing. I definitely want to touch upon the fact that you do act. What are some things we can catch you in?
Oh well, if you look on YouTube under the Nita K Productions, I do background in the Perpendicular Hotel, which is a Chicago thriller. It is a
Okay.
spooky. It is spooky.
Ooh.
And then we do have another one coming out called House of Tea. So she just filmed that, so you'll catch me in background of that. Also background with Stacy Breezy Gill and my boy Dre is Relentless. I am in that background called Out of Darkness, which should be coming on Tubi. I'm not exactly sure, but I believe that one's coming on Tubi. So y'all be listening out for that. Also, like I said, I do have podcast shows. So I got one called Straight No Chaser Show with my girl Princess MC, also
Okay.
known as Red Ballet, and then I have the Sunshine's Rap Twister podcast. So make sure y'all get an interview. Cheyenne, you next on my show.
I know. I'm excited to get on it. Where do you stream your podcast at currently?
Um, on one of my shows, I stream it on Instagram Live.
Okay.
So we do go Instagram Live for our shows because a lot of people don't utilize that platform a lot. So I try
Mhm.
to utilize that because we all seem to be on there.
Yeah.
So I utilize that. And then also my girl Nina K, she made sure that I'm able to be on Spotify as well. So I will be on Spotify, my shows, and Apple, on different
Yeah.
platforms as well. Yeah.
Perfect. So people could definitely tune into that. That'll be added again to the description after the show happening
Yes.
today. I do want to give a big shout out. Let's pull up our next country real quick. Uganda. Hi, how are y'all in Uganda today?
Hey.
I don't even know what time it is over there. I don't know if it's day or night, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to you guys in Uganda. And our last country I want to shout out to, let's see. Shout out to India. What's up, everybody in India tuning in today?
All
You
right,
guys,
India.
it's a big country. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the country or state you're in because I'm not gonna mortify that. But I do appreciate you guys listening, especially to the Sunshine Jamaican Blazen Chocolate episode. We over here
Yay.
doing our thing. If you guys are tuning in and want to peep her music, we will be playing it for the next 30 minutes afterwards when we get Sour's interview set up for Strictly Sour. I do want to give a big shout out to all the things that Sunshine be doing in the community. Yo, I do want to talk about you're always around either doing drives or something building the community up. What do you feel like? Do you feel like this generation's maybe lost that? How do we get this generation more into community helping?
It's by being a leader, being an
Okay.
example. We have to learn how to be an example for others and being a good example. We can put everything else out here. We can do rap. We can do this. We can do that. But as far as being a good example to the younger generation, not just a rapper that they see just blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
or not just somebody in the streets. They know in the streets what you doing in the streets. Are you helping someone? Are you doing something positive? I love to do anything that has to do with violence. Putting the guns down, y'all. It's time to
Mm,
stop the hate and put the guns down. It's time for change. It's time to be better people. It's time to spread more love around and not hate. You know, talk to the homeless, feed the homeless, do certain things, uplift each other. A lot of
mm,
women, we all go through the same things, but yet we still be mad at each other and hating each other for a reason when we
yeah.
could be uplifting each other. And in terms that would spread to the little kids and the younger people, and maybe the teenagers will be always fighting. And this might not be happening. If we set an example,
Mm,
be a leader, be an example, be a leader, be the change. Start with self, and
mm,
then it can help others.
mm-hmm. I agree. I do speak often on the facts that this culture of men hate women and women hate men just really needs to stop. People in general suck. Okay, we've all established that.
Yeah,
But
ain't nobody perfect.
at the end of the day, like, y'all don't have to do this. We all still need each other collectively. You feel me? There's no need for this. And I tell people, and you're a great example of showing young women and young people in general, there is a more positive light. You feel me? Um, I want to know anything that you feel like the people should be hearing, topics that you feel like should be discussed, and this is your open time.
Yeah, I do. Like you said before, we all bleed the same.
Mm-hmm.
We all wipe our butts the same. There's no one better than the other. We all are human. We all make mistakes. We all, are not perfect. So if we just, like I said, like you said, spread more good energy out here, stop the violence. Stop the violence. It's just ridiculous. Everywhere, every time you look on the news, there's some violence.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the violence and put the guns down, y'all. Please put the guns down. If you want to hold a gun, go to the army. You see
Yeah.
what Trump doing? Shit, go up there to the army and do something with yourself. But stop it on the street so these kids can have a place to feel safe. So these kids can grow in a better environment. And it's sad. Also, please stop these drugs. When they took my baby with fentanyl, and it has taken my heart. And every day I ask God for strength to tell her story and in turn try to help someone else. Stop the drugs. Stop the violence. Daniela, my Daniela, she always lives on with mommy and her family.
Mm,
But I hurt every day for my baby, and I miss my baby every single day. And to know that drugs took her, that someone gave her drugs with fentanyl that kills. Fentanyl kills.
yeah.
And also check on your people. Mental health is real. She was suffering schizophrenia, and we always tried to help her. But mental health is real, and sometimes you can be at your lowest, you can be at your downest, and just to make someone smile or to make another person, feel better. Well,
Mm,
you could stop a suicide. You could stop this. Just being better people. It
yeah.
makes me want to cry, but it's the truth. Being a
Mm,
better person out here and just showing more care for each other, for another life, a human life. That's what matters out here. That's what God wants us to do, you know? And I pray for everybody. It's a lot of things going on. I pray that we don't have World War III. I pray that a lot of things we are safe from.
mm-hmm.
I pray these things. My bird is over here talking now. But I pray, I have a cockatiel.
Okay.
Yeah, but I pray that everything works out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. No, I
So
agree. I
I like
agree.
my that's the one song I sent you was my daughter's song, my Daniela. She was an artist. She was very
Mm,
talented. She was like her mommy. And my boys is the same way. My sons are the same way, but my daughter, she was like my mini, 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 because she's a girl
yeah.
version. And Lord knows, I hurt every day, but I got to keep on going. And I try to put out a positive energy, no matter how hurt I am. I still try to be positive and try to keep a smile on my face and keep my daughter's name, my Daniela, keep her name alive so that people can know, these beautiful people, our loved ones out here are always remembered. They're never forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's a lot of things. Life is very short. Life is very short. It is very precious. And a lot of times we take advantage of that, and a lot of times we don't count each minute. I count each minute now. I have to take a minute at a time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm ready to give up. I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. But then I say, God, tell me you got a job to do. You keep on doing a great job out here. And I know that God got me. I know He got my baby. She's my angel. She's always has been. So I
Mm,
know that my papa, God rest his soul, is my angel. My sister's son, who fought cancer, she's still sick, but God has still got her. She's still going through my Opski and my baby. She's such a strong queen.
mm,
Y'all should see her. And she lost her child first, Mikey.
mm,
He was shot at 14 due to gun violence. That shit, that shit right there, G, to go through certain things and still have to keep going
yeah.
in life and keep standing strong and keep fighting. I have to uplift my sister every single day. We uplifted each other. We're trying to hold on in a
Yeah.
dark world where people take it for granted and just be mean to each other and wake up. You think God gives us life to be mean? He don't give us life to be mean to each other. He don't give us his precious life to hate and kill and destroy and talk about who got what and what don't got and this and that. That's not why God gives us his precious, beautiful breath and life, you know?
Mm.
So, yeah, I preach all day. I love to talk. So
No, shit, go ahead. I like listening. So you're.
I'm sorry. I'll be talking all day because I have so much to say. And I
Oh, no,
just,
you're good. That's one of the few reasons that I started Let's Be Blunt in 2020. When my son passed in 2019,
yeah,
I needed something to do. You feel me?
yeah.
So I was losing my fucking mind.
Oh my gosh. I understand.
And when I started this, I just needed a release, something that I could talk to. That I don't care if it listened, I don't care what the comments were. I just
That
needed
was
to.
me.
I just needed to get it the fuck out, because I was
Me too.
losing my mind. I was losing my mind. And the weed only helps so much when something like that
Oh
occurs.
gosh, yes.
So I tell people often, even if you feel alone, if you feel like no one else can hear you, write it down.
Yep.
speak it out. Whether you're just speaking into the
Get
existence,
it
get
out.
it
Yep,
out.
get it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
That definitely makes a difference in your life, yo.
It does. It does. And that's what we started off like when we were little. We used to write in our diaries. I kept a diary.
Yeah.
And now, as we got older, a lot of times you don't have time to write. But even if you speak it out loud and just get it out, or you go to yourself, I don't care if you got to go on live, that make you feel better, or whatever make you feel better to get it out
Yeah.
in a healthy manner. That
Mhm.
way, you don't do something negative because if you hold it all in, it's been days where I will hold it all in and then I have to let it out. The tears, the screaming. Sometimes I call my sister. I just sit in my car, I roll the windows up, and I scream.
Yeah.
For about a good 15 minutes, I would scream and cry and just, and I'm letting it out, the anger and the pain and the why am I doing this and what's this? And,
Hmm.
I'm letting it all out, but it's in a healthy manner. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then also, like I'm glad that God has put certain people in my life. Look at all the people I met doing music. I
Yeah.
met you. I met a lot of wonderful people. Well, I'm glad that I'm able to talk to someone and she understands me. And I love when you said what you said. I said, "Oh my gosh, my condolences. I know the pain. So for you to, I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. And we only take so much away. Ain't nothing gonna take this inner stuff,
Yeah. Nothing.
that inner pain. It don't matter how much you do. So you have to find that inner peace with
Yeah.
God, and you have to ask God for that comfort and peace, and still find something to do on this earth that you don't go spazzing out on nobody.
That part, yeah, no, exactly. I fully agree. And anybody that's listening or tuning into this episode as we close it out, my DMs are always open. And feel free to, if you got a vent to
Yeah.
somebody. I'm here, yo. I do want to give out my social medias one more time, though. But before we do that, I'm gonna have you give out yours and give out any final statements you want to give out.
Okay. Sunshine Jamaican Blazing Chocolate. Follow me on YouTube, y'all. Please go listen to my music. I have a song for my daughter that I made for her. I have a song for my children. I got a Put the Guns Down song, a mental health song. So if you go hear me, y'all gonna see it. I got music for every which way. And I got new music coming out. So y'all be ready for that. I'm coming in a different style. So just wait. On that. You'll see me on the stage soon, y'all. Oh, and I just came back from BET Experience. I rode my first time on the plane, and I was
Wow.
so happy. I went my first time to LA and first time on a plane, and I was as ecstatic as could be. And I had a great time at the BET Experience. Shout out to my God and my sister Nita K Productions for, man, we had a ball. So I'm excited about that. I did want to talk about that, y'all. It was fun.
No, I can imagine. I've been flying since I was young. My family's military, but I have yet to really go to a red carpet kind of event. So, blessings to you because I'm excited for my first
Oh
time.
my gosh, yes. I want to.
Yeah.
Oh, you a red carpet event. I only went to the BET Experience, not the
Mm.
award show. I did go
Okay.
to the experience where I
Okay.
was able to perform for Robbie Reed.
Oh, still
Yeah, I was
event.
able to perform for Robbie Reed out there on the stage in front of the judges out there. So
Mm.
that was a fun time
Yeah,
for me. That was
I
a very
bet.
fun time, and I am military too. I was born in West Germany,
Oh
so
wow.
I wasn't even born here. I was born in West Germany, and my daddy had me, and mom had me out there. So
Mm.
yeah. So
Dope.
you know what? Y'all, keep God first. Go look me up on Jamaican Blazen Chocolate 420 on Instagram. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. I love you guys and I thank you guys. And go listen to my daughter music. My daughter music, God rest her soul. My Daniela, she is on YouTube on my channel. So
Okay.
go make sure you go check her music out. She got 2 songs out. So check that out. And man, keep y'all head up, man. Stay strong.
Of course, Joe. We definitely appreciate you having on, and we'll probably the way this one is going, we could probably talk about a million other things. So we might have to do a part two. So y'all
Yeah,
might be
that's what I said. We gotta do a part two.
yeah. So y'all might be tuning in for the part two. I do want to
And
give
I gotta you gotta get on my show.
yes.
So
Most
you
definitely
gotta give
coming
me a
soon.
day you available.
Yeah, you guys are gonna see a lot of back and forth content
Okay,
between us
cool.
two. But definitely peep in after the live. I'll be updating the description so you guys get all her social medias and all her links for the YouTube page and stuff of that nature. If you guys want to check me out, it's Let's Be Blunt 2020. That's a link tree, by the way. You guys can press it in any bio of any social media platform that I have. Also, big shout out to 420 Up in Smoke, our bud sponsor for this episode. We love you, Topanga. Check her YouTube on 420 Up in Smoke. And then also my edible sponsor. It's 420 baby. Like I said, get all your edible needs, all your candies, all your chips, all your drinks, all your tacos, anything you guys want, infused and non-infused. Hit up Myra. It's 420 baby. It says the Jester King Entertainment Productions. Shout out to Tony, to Jay, and everything behind the scenes he is doing. Till next time, y'all. Tune in at 7 o'clock for Strictly Sours interview. Will be coming on the YouTube. Peace, you guys.
Hey, thank you, Cheyenne.
Of course.
Thank you. Let's be blunt and everybody. Thank you.